Welcome to the Biotech Studio. In this episode of The Forgotten Files, we delve into the Chidambaram Temple, a space where ancient architecture, sound and neuroscience quietly intersect, resonating with the forgotten frequencies of human mind. So in the heart of Tamil Nadu, there's a temple older than memory, Chidambaram, but this isn't just a place of worship. It's a chamber of silence, designed not just to honor the divine, but to awaken the mind. Scientists have discovered something remarkable. The temple halls naturally resonate at 8 to 12 Hz, the same frequency as the human alpha brainwaves. These are the rhythms of deep calm, of meditation, of insight, the very state we seek when we close our eyes and turn inward. Is it coincidence, or was a temple engineered to guide the mind into stillness? Every pillar, every curve in Chidambaram is aligned to amplify the sound. When chants echo through its corridors, they don't just fill the space, they begin to shape the awareness. The architecture does not just reflect the devotion, it invites the transformation. This was never just about the prayer, it was about the perception. Ancient texts speak of sacred geometry, of sound as a force, of temples as living system. Modern researchers are now measuring what builders may have known for centuries, that space, proportion and resonance can shift the consciousness. That these sites weren't just symbolic but functional, designed not to impress the gods in the sky but to awaken the divine within. We have long believed temples were built to honor the divine, but what if the divine wasn't out there but within? What if these sacred places were never about the gods at all but about awakening us? Chidambaram does not just house a deity, it resonates with your brain. So ask yourself, what happens when the sound, stone and stillness align? What if the ancient temples weren't for gods, but for awakening us? So why did researchers stop talking about it? The truth is, they never really started. While independent studies and acoustic surveys have shown that Chidambaram and other ancient Indian temples naturally resonate between 8 to 12 Hz, the same range as the human alpha brainwaves, this research hasn't entered the mainstream science. But why? Because mainstream science demands reproducibility, funding and institutional support, and studies on consciousness enhancing temples. They don't fit the model. No one is actively silencing the scientists, but when your research challenges the line between the religion, architecture and the neuroscience, it gets labeled as anecdotal, spiritual or pseudoscience and quietly shelved. One 2017 acoustic study at the Nataraja Temple did measure unusual resonance pattern in the sanctum, but it was published in a niche journal which was never followed up. Another experiment by the Indian physicist found that chanting in the inner hall amplified the low-frequency standing waves, the waves that can induce a meditative state. But the paper received little attention. So was it suppressed? Not by conspiracy, but by paradigm. Science isn't built to study the temples as bioresonant chambers. It studies the brain, the sound, the stone, but rarely all three together. So this knowledge wasn't buried. It was forgotten, left in the old journals, old traditions, Vastu Shastra texts. And that's where we come in. This is The Forgotten Files, brought to you by the Biotech Studio. Like, share and subscribe for more lost knowledge, hidden science and the mysteries they never taught you.